Alright, guys, it's going to be episode 2 of Paintball Diaries, and I'm going to talk about why people buy more expensive guns that, in most people's eyes, isn't very, it's just a waste of money. So, once you get out of let me fix this camera here. Once you get out of the Titman 98 zone of play and you decide that you want to get a little bit more serious and start spending more money on it, the first thing you realize is that a lot of people have a lot of nice guns. And for me, and I think a lot of other people out there who buy guns that are mid to high range, is because just for the fact of you want to have that gun. Why do you think people buy egos? The Bob Long G6R 2012, I'd argue that it shoots better, if not way better, than an ego. But, well, Planet Eclipse does have the better customer service, but then again, a lot of people buy egos. And why is that? It's because it's become a very, very popular marker. And when you're seen with an ego, people are just like, oh man, he has an ego, he must be good. So, basically, that's why I think people try to buy more expensive markers. And it does come with a certain factor of performance. There's going to be a big difference between an $800 gun and a $300 gun. That's just no lie there. Um, but once you get past a certain point, it's just because you can have that gun, and that's only with guns in the same category. Like you couldn't compare a G6R and a DM. They're completely different operating valve system, completely different. So I mean, when it comes to that, I guess if you preferred spool valve to poppet valve to inline poppet or whatever you want, that could be argued in. But if you're going for a poppet valve gun and the next gun is $300 above what your gun costs, then there's not going to be as many. I don't think there's as many things in it that required for there to be $300 more of a price. And even if there is, then why spend that $300 more unless you're playing in a lot of tournaments or really professional? And since this is trying to go out to the beginning to mid level player kind of crowd, that's why if you're playing in like big tournaments, division, 3, 2, 1, it's more important to you because every little bit of kick counts and efficiency and quietness and smoothness counts. But for people who just play in the occasional tournament and play woods ball and go to their local field every now and again, it's not near as important as that. So that's why I think a lot of people who are in the mid to lower grade of skill like to buy expensive guns. It's just for the shock factor of having that actual gun. Um, the same goes for gear. Usually, it doesn't apply to masks because you can never. I don't think you can pay too much for a good mask. The mask is the most important gear on you, really. Uh, I guess gear doesn't apply to as much because you really get what you pay for with that, loader wise, barrel wise, tank wise. So I guess it's just with guns that it's that way. But if you're looking to upgrade from your Titman 98 or your Project Salvo or whatever you're using right now, when you're seeing a bunch of people, if you're in that stage where you want to upgrade, the first thing I suggest is that you skip the 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 level right above what you have. Like don't have a Titman 98 and go buy an A5. Don't have a Titman 98 and go buy like an X7. Don't buy another Titman after you own one because it's there's just absolutely no reason to buy a Titman after another unless you just have a need for two. You should skip that and go directly into the $300 to $500 range. You can get a lot of nice guns for $300. GOG's Ecstasy is a favorite from a lot of people. What else? We got the Proto Rail, which is a solid platform, has been. You got the G4, which has its problems, but I had one, and after putting some new fittings on there and upgrading the bolt, it actually shot really nice. So I I have to vouch for that. It does shoot nice if you put a little bit of work into it and know how to maintain it. You got the what else you got? The invert mini, which I'm not a big fan of because I got huge hands and that little tiny grip that's awkwardly shaped just didn't work out for me at all. And yeah, so I definitely recommend that you go past the stage right after your 98 and kind of go into the $300 marker range. If you if you're smart about it, you would go and buy used guns as well. Going to Tech PB, PB Nation, all these other places that have used guns, buy sell trade sections, you can get a much nicer marker than what you can buy for new for 300 for used. Like you see all kinds of guns that outperform $300 new markers in every single way, going for $300 used, and it's just because they're used. It's because they're so cheap, maybe a little bit old. You know what I mean? So I definitely recommend going used. And since a lot of people don't log into Tech PB every day or PB Nation, they wouldn't know that. I didn't know that until I did, and that was a year after my paintball career started. So I wish somebody would have told me that. Really, you should buy all your gear used. I mean, I could see where you wouldn't want to buy masks used, and I could maybe see why you wouldn't want to buy tanks. But guns, you should just, if it works and it's cheaper and it's better, then why not get it? Um, what else to talk about? Oh, I guess we can talk about paint. Where I live, I uh, I have a huge freaking like talking big Woods Ball Field. It's Command Decisions War Game Center. You can go find it online, Google it. Has the biggest scenario in the southeast, southeast, and it's mostly woods ball there. They have a simulated city. I think I've said that before, but and when it comes to paint, a lot of people, a lot of people don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I know my friends didn't know what to do. So it's hard for someone who doesn't know much about it to make the decision between going the $60 case that's supposed to be better or the $30 case where you can buy two cases, or you know what I mean. And a lot of people don't know what to make in that bracket. If I were you, I would say unless you play tournament ball or play rec ball at a speedball field, if you're playing woods ball, I would say go with the mid grade paint, the $40 to $50. I mean, you could probably get by with the $30 paint. Just don't go to Walmart to buy your paint. That Impact and JT stuff is just awful. But if you go to your local pro shop or go online and buy some $30 to $40 paint, and you'll be just fine with that. And if you're playing rec ball at a course where you know you're playing speedball, airball, sup airball, I would definitely recommend going with the lower to high end, you know, $60 and up, because every break counts. You know, you don't want to hit somebody and it bounce just like that. Really more important in that point. And a lot of woods ball fields count bounces, so the need for your paint to break a lot of times just isn't even there. So if you're playing woods ball, I would definitely say to go with the lower to medium grade paint. Um, I just made this video because I sat down and thought of a couple things that I wish I would have knew when I started out, or even a couple months ago. So I hope this helped you guys out. If you have any questions, want to hear me talk about anything else, it's within reason, of course. Just put it in the comments below, and chances are I'll make a video on it. One of these Paintball Diaries, but this is episode 2. I'm not sure what I named it yet, but I'll figure it out when it uploads. And thank you for watching. Post in the comments what you want to see next, any suggestions. Post in there basically anything you want to see from me. So thank you guys.